Brother Joe, thank you for coming back, bro. Good to see you, my man. Boom. And we're back. And
Any luck?
we're back.
You can hear me?
I hear you fine. I've had no problem hearing you this entire time.
I don't hear an echo, so I'm hoping this is
Yeah, I've heard you loud. I've heard you loud and clear, my guy. So no issues there.
hopefully these good people.
Yeah.
Mr. Anthropic, let us know.
Yes. Let us know, bro.
Audible.
Let us know, y'all. Let us know if it's working. Is the audio working? Link, you reading anything new yet this week? Oh, that's nice. You read
Void Rivals come out?
Yeah, Void Rivals 2 though.
I gotta catch up on that. Gotta read Void Rivals. There's something else that came out this week that, damn it, why can I not think of it? Oh, I wanted to check out the new Blade comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blade, who was writing that?
That was good.
I'm looking at all the new releases right now. We got Brian Hill, who people seem to.
Brian Hill, okay.
What else has he written? Because people are really excited about him. It seems like people are saying. Yeah, Brian Hill. Oh, people have really good reviews for it. 5-star, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star. Oh yeah, man, looks good. Got really good reviews on League of Comic Geeks. Hell yeah.
Weight off my shoulders, guys.
Dude, I hope, right? The guy is so fucking cool. How hard is it to make him fucking cool? Like, give him a comic, give him the movie, like, Marshall Ali or whatever, great. Like, but they've taken 5 fucking decades to get that movie on the road. Like, so, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm excited about Mahershala Ali still, but it's like the bad thing is by the time he gets his Blade movie out, he'll be older than Wesley Snipes was when Wesley Snipes was supposed to make a third movie called Blade Trinity. They never made it, but when Wesley Snipes was supposed to make Blade Trinity, Mahershala Ali was going to be older than Wesley Snipes was when they were supposed to make that movie.
Bro,
so he's the clock.
Yeah,
you know how many movies? Yeah.
The set stories about Wesley on that last Blade movie are so crazy, bro. Have you ever read those?
Blade 2?
No, Blade 3. The last one. What is it, Trinity? Wesley was acting a fool on that set, man. Apparently him and the director had beef. Patton Oswalt tells a couple of funny stories about it. I guess he was in that movie in a bit part, but...
They made a Blade 3?
Yeah, Blade Trinity, bro. You never saw that?
No.
You didn't miss.
No.
You didn't miss nothing. I'm telling you, man. You did not miss nothing. You do not need to go.
I'm fucking with you.
Oh. Okay, I'm about to say, but dude, yeah. I guess that's the one everybody wants to forget, right? That's the joke. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I was slow on the come around there, bro. My bad. Yeah, man. I don't know, but yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like his. I wish I had something I could reference. But
I had heard that he would only talk to the director, post-it notes or some shit like that, and sign him Blade or something, which I thought was kind of cool, but
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think Mr. Anthropic said that was for a check, and I think that was.
Definitely.
That was. Hold on, here it is. All right. He wouldn't come out of his trailer and he would smoke weed all day, which is fine with me because I had all these DVDs that I wanted to catch up on. This is Patton Oswalt. We were in Vancouver and it was always raining. I kept the door to my trailer open to smell the evening rain while I was watching a movie. Then I remember one day on set, they let everyone pick their own clothes. There was this one black actor who was also kind of a club kid, and he wore this shirt and the word garbage on it in big stylish letters. It was his shirt. And Wesley came down to the set, which he only did for close-ups. So he only came down to the set. Everything else was done by his stand-in. I did only one scene with him, but he comes down on set and he goes, "There's only one other black guy in the movie, and you make him wear a shirt that says garbage? You racist motherfucker!" Like, that's what he said to the director, dude. Like, so those. And he tried to strangle. He said he tried to strangle the director, David Goyer. So later that night, Ron Perlman was in the city. Everyone who makes movies in Vancouver stays in the same hotel. It's like an episode of The Love Boat. Every time the elevator stops, you've got a different celebrity getting on. Uh, uh, and there was a bunch of bikers there. So David says to them, "I'll pay for all your drinks if you guys show up to set tomorrow and pretend to be my security." Like, it was.
It got the tensions were that thick, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, Wesley was wilding out on the set of Blade Trinity, man. Yeah, that's like been those stories been urban legends. There's dozens of them. I think everybody who was on that set probably has a Wesley Snipes story.
He probably was a diva, to be honest. But in his defense, man, Blade, he kind of transformed Blade into what Blade is widely known as now. You know, kind of how RDJ put his stamp on Iron Man. Like, Blade was walking around in like Prince fedoras and shit in the comics, and had like the Jerry curl. So it was like Wesley. I feel where Wesley was coming from to a degree, because a lot of that success was the mannerisms Wesley put into the character that made it a success and stand out. But at the same time, he was a bit of a diva. You gotta. It's a tough job. It's a tough job. It's in between a rock and a hard place, because he hadn't really directed a film on his own, but I felt like he kind of had a knack for certain things the character should and shouldn't do.
Yeah. I completely agree with what you said about keeping the property alive, though, man. I don't think people would be clamoring for Blade these days if Wesley hadn't made him cool back then, and really like made that look iconic. I completely agree with you there. And then, I mean, really the only successful what were the years on those movies? Like, when did that? Yeah. Facts. Mr. Anthropic said he could legitimately kick your ass too. That's facts. Yeah. Like, yeah, Wesley's like that.
Marshall. Yeah.
No, but like I don't know if it came when it came, how far when it was with the X-Men, but I think it definitely breathed life into comic book movies, or at least gave people some hope that they could be a bankable franchise. I don't know.
I think it was like Blade came out in 98, X-Men was 2000, and then Spider-Man 2002. Like, those three movies kind of got the going, to be honest. Yeah. And then if you look at Blade, it came out a year, maybe not exactly a year, but a few months before The Matrix. Blade had the whole black trench coat and shit way before The Matrix. Well, not way before it, but before The Matrix, so that counts for something.
Yeah, bro. Black trench coats were like fucking late 90s, man. That was like the thing, dude. That was the aesthetic. I don't know. I think that movie's going to get like just nuked into oblivion. The new one with Ali, unfortunately, just because it's had so many production struggles, and now with the strike, I really don't think it's gonna. I really don't think it's gonna fade.
Yeah. It reminds me of like if it does come to fruition, it'll be like a Black Adam situation. Not so much like Black Adam, but it's like it was gestating for so long that all these expectations, and it's it's gonna fall short from every one of them. So
yeah, I don't know, man. I think he had that issue with the script, like where they had to go back and rewrite it, like it wasn't. I don't know. That's the other thing with like, are they gonna go Werewolf by Night with it and like allow it to get dark, like super dark, or are they gonna keep it, I don't know, more MCU proper? I don't know.
Well, Eric, he makes a good point. Hopefully they're taking, like, might look at that and be like, yo, we need to incorporate more things that worked from Werewolf by Night into this, some... It depends on how they want to take it.
They ought to let that guy direct it. Michael Dean. If he has Michael whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think he was like a cinematographer or a score. I think he did the scores or something like that. And he had an idea. And Marvel signed off on it.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
That was crazy. It was crazy good. What else am I reading this week? Man, Batman Superman World's Finest. I already posted about it earlier this week. Y'all, if y'all aren't reading this is one of the best DC books out. Dan Mora is killing it on art every week. Can't say enough good things about that book. Highly recommend Batman
Ooh,
Superman World's Finest. Go ahead.
yo, do you know David Marquez, if he's doing anything on
David,
interiors over at DC right now?
I think he might be, dude. I just don't know what.
'Cause I
Not
was
that, see,
doing his
Marquez I'm thinking about is Anthony, who's been on the Batman animated or the audio adventures book. He's got this
um
he's got a pretty cool style. I don't know how to characterize it. Um,
like
it's like
painted.
it's like no, it's vibrant and stuff, but it's like anime-ish almost. But
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's been a cool. He's got a cool art, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry to stray away from your
No,
question, but
no, it's all right.
I'm not sure. He probably is though. I feel like I've seen his
Give me
name.
one.
Yeah, Void Rivals #2, dude. You hyped?
Yeah. Give me 1 second, Stu.
You're good.
Sorry.
No, good. Do your thing. Void. I'll just talk about it. Void Rivals #2. I'm very hyped. Skybound has been killing it, especially with this recent news about Dracula. James Tinian and Martin Simmons going to be doing the Dracula series that they got the Universal licenses for those monsters. That's going to be crazy cool. So very impressed at this list of properties that Kirkman has lined up to expand and to put into the Skybound creative factory. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I think he has a really good grasp on good writer artist teams, and I feel like he's a good like A&R type. I guess not, but not in the music industry, and that he knows how to put people together. I think he has a good eye for that type of thing. He's always had a good eye for that type of thing. So I think he's good on the management, the administrative side of the game, just as much as he is on the creative side. So we'll see.
All right. My bad, guys.
It's all right. I've just
All
been
right.
like talking about Kirkman and how impressed I have been with Skybound about like we were talking about on Wednesday or Sunday with Fable and Herm about the Universal license and them getting Tinian and Martin Simmons to do Dracula.
That was a good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the Transformers and G.I. Joe are two huge properties, man. So, and I like that they're not starting off with like they have those, but they're making their own thing, and that's
Right.
their first presentation to everybody. I like that. But I was just saying, I think Kirkman has a really good administrative gift, like as far as
Yeah.
like knowing what talent to grab for what and putting the right people together. I think he's always had that gift, whether it be as creator or what.
I think it always says something that he was made like a founder of Image Comics when the only people who aren't founders are people who weren't there from the jump. Like I think it happened like 2009. So, and
Is that
he
when
might
it
have
happened?
started.
I was wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2009. I think they made him a founder. And he might have been, but I feel he hadn't been in the game relatively long at that point, like less than a decade. And they had been around for shit. Was it almost 20 years? Was it 20 years or almost
It
20
was
years?
93. God, I
93.
gotta know the exact year. It's terrible. I want to say it was 93, 92 or 93. It was one of those two. So it had been 16, 17 years at that point.
Yeah, yeah. They've been around and they made him a founder. So I think that speaks volumes on like the enthusiasm he has for certain projects or assembling certain ideas together or creative
Yeah.
teams. It shines. It shines
Yeah,
through.
Todd always seems to like proud to trot him out as like this is. I wish I could do a McFarlane impression, but I can't.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but like just how he's the prototypical like Image kid who grew up on Image, and that was me too, man. Like that was some revolutionary stuff. I always love going back through those Wizard magazines from that time and seeing like the amount of ad space Rob Liefeld had, or I don't know. But those guys are icons, and yeah, it's crazy to see that all those guys still have. There you go, bro. How many of you have, man? I've been trying to collect more here recently.
You know what? I have like I had lost all my old ones. I had a few sent to me by one of the homies, Two Gun Pedro, Pew Pew.
Nice.
But he sent me 4, 6, 8. He sent me 9 of
Hell
them,
yeah.
and they're like some early issues, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll take
That's one.
whatever I can get these days. I'm like all that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Cut you off.
No. I think there's a delay from coming from my end, but that's like one of my new goals is to track down and have like a whole wizard run. And there was this cover like in the late '90s when Superman became like electric blue.
Yeah.
I know people hated it,
The glow
but
in
it
the
looks
dark
so
cover?
badass to me as a kid. Yeah,
The glow in the
yeah,
dark one.
yeah,
That was a
yeah,
legendary one. They covered that on Cartoonist Kayfabe. I don't know if you're familiar with that podcast on
yeah.
yeah, they covered that issue
That,
on a show not that long ago. The other glow in the dark one I always think of is the Ghost Rider joint. You remember what I'm talking about? I don't know if you've seen it. I can find it.
is that like is it a
It's
wizard or like an actual
it's
Ghost
like
Rider?
it's a big white flaming skull, and the white flame coming off his head is like the glow in the dark part. But that was like,
Oh no, I don't think
and
I've seen that.
that was like a '90s joint. That was like a good '90s gimmick cover. That one was like I think a more solid glow in the dark entry than the Superman Blue one, but the Superman Blue one was cool. It was cool in Cartoonist Kayfabe. They turned off the lights in the studio, and that thing it still had a little juice left in it. That was cool, man. I love '90s. Like I said before, I say it again. Like I'll say it till I die. Give me '90s gimmick covers all day, dude. I think there's always a place in the game for that. Just done the right way, done tastefully. I think it's or not even tastefully, done tacky as hell. Like I feel like
Yeah,
it's
so
great.
hard.
I don't know. I'm always gonna
Do you
be
remember?
a slut for that type of stuff.
Oh my bad. Do you remember the I don't know if DC had them, but Marvel had like the fold out covers. They would have
Hmm.
like a little panel with the characters index and a little telling you the plot up to that point of the story. I wish they did shit like that
Yeah.
again, man. But
Same, same, man. There's like the corner boxes, dude. Hold on. I was just looking at one today. Hold on.
I agree with you, E. Yeah, you can tell certain people have a love for him, and Kirkman definitely cares about the movie. He's super passionate.
Sorry. Is
Oh yeah.
Wolverine
See, that's so.
smoking? Like, dude, it's
Yes.
just like I don't know,
It's
man.
so.
Bring back the corner boxes all day. Hold on. Anyway, yeah, I like some of that old stuff. Like they could, I don't know, they could take the time to maybe think about bringing it back every now and again. I don't feel like they do it nearly as much, but
Give it a couple years. I don't know if the '90s nostalgia for that has really hit its peak, but it'll be back around. It'll be
yeah,
back around.
I hope so, man. I really, I don't know. I always got time for that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Everything Derek and Solila thought they knew about the Sacred Ring's never-ending war has changed. To deliver the truth back home, they must first get off this deadly planet by any means necessary. So, not really telling us anything in the preview, or in the solicit rather, but we'll see. I think that one's going to go good places. I wonder how long that's going to be. I wonder if they're going to go super long with that, or it's going to be a shorter run.
What run are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Void Rivals.
Avoid Rivals?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be, like, I wonder how many issues they're shooting for. I wonder if he's going to build it out like Invincible or some shit like that, or if it's going to be something a little bit more curtailed.
I think I feel like I heard it was like 6 issues, because I know it's supposed to be setting up DWJ's Transformers series, and when does that come out? Like September,
Yeah,
August, or
I
is
think
it?
September, October, yeah.
So if it might be like something like 4 issues, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they debut Transformers before Void Rivals is wrapped up. But if Void Rivals is only like 4 issues, I guess that would if it comes out October, they'd be like, what was it, June, July, August, September? Yeah. So if Transformers comes out October and Void Rivals isn't overlapping, I'd say it's probably going to be like 4 issues, and then it's going to set up all the Splinter titles and shit like that.
So
Like
the sacred ring, I can see the Transformers being in space. It's going to be hard to get them moved the G.I. Joes into. I mean, I guess they could have a storyline in space, but yeah, like just the sacred ring business and them getting off this planet, everything seems very interstellar at the time. So like, I don't know. I don't know. I can see, like I said, I can see them building it out with the idea that Transformers could run parallel to it, but I don't know. G.I. Joe seems like, I don't know. Josh Williamson's doing that and a Cobra Commander series, I think. So
Josh Williamson's doing G.I. Joe and Cobra Commander?
He's doing like a G.I. He's doing one specific character. I forget what character he's picked. And then he's doing a Cobra Commander series. Yeah, he's doing 2 of them. Wow. Yeah, he's their hired gun for that.
Now I'm wondering if because I haven't read issue 2 yet, but based off issue 1, like the whole Void thing reminds me of like portals or like different timelines, jumping through wormholes. I'm wondering if it has something to do with like some Transformer or Autobot, or I forget who it was in the first issue, but maybe he comes to the past and is like trying to change something.
Yeah.
Some sort of way, and G.I. Joe was involved earlier on. But did you read issue 2?
I haven't read it. No, I haven't got it enough. I just read pretty much Batman Superman World's Finest is pretty much the only book I've read, I think, for this week so far. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get caught up by next week, so I have more to talk about. I slacked the last 2 weeks with my reading, I'm not going to lie.
No, you're good, man. You're good. This week is, like, honestly, if you're not into Night Terrors, there's not a whole lot going on this week. And I'm not really into Night Terrors. I mean, some of the covers are very cool, but it's just, yeah, I'm not going down that road, man. I'm not doing it. It's just, I don't know. I think they can do better. I think everybody can do better, So we'll see.
And I was just gonna say, like, I love the Ultimate Universe. I love Jonathan Hickman, but the rest of those issues better not be like $8.99. Like that's the wilding out. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
there's nothing in.
I hope they just took the advantage of the fact that was a big return of a #1 and not like. But then, dude, like when I was reading that Moon Knight 25 and I bought that just as much on the promise, and my dumbass should have known better, but I brought it just as much with the promise of the cool covers that are as a Bill Sienkiewicz, and Bill Sienkiewicz art was supposed to be in it, and my dumbass thought it was some new Bill Sienkiewicz art or a new Bill Sienkiewicz. They just reprinted an old Moon Knight story of his, but they advertised it as. I mean, I fell for the okie doke like big time, dude. I felt like cheated. I felt a little bit cheated as a reader. I mean, I was mad at myself for like, falling for the okie doke, but at the same time, I was just like, come on, man. Like, I don't know.
Do better. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Like
they do stuff with like that, so they get people. It's like, oh, we got a new story by Sienkiewicz, and then you find out it's just like a reprint, but they bill it as like a new story or something like that. Yeah, they've got me too many times with that.
Yeah, dude, they got me bad. But I don't know. It was rough. It was rough. Anything more you want to talk about books or Secret Invasion before we move on to our hip hop segment?
Books wise, nah, I'll get caught up. I've seen a bunch of movies this week. Like this week alone.
Oh, what did you see, dude?
So I've seen Guardians 3.
Did you see
Flash?
Have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
No. I want to see that in theaters. I'm gonna make sure I see that. Christopher Nolan's like one of my favorite directors. I've seen everything he's done. Like I follow him to that ends of the earth. But
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited for Oppenheimer. Yeah, this
Same.
is.
Same. I'm gonna see it in the theaters as well. How did you like The Flash? I still haven't seen that. I saw an article and all the fucking cameos. Oh my god.
No, those were cool. I think people were a little harsh on the. I saw a lot of people before I still saw the movie. I saw people were kind of ripping apart the CGI. It wasn't anything that's gonna blow your mind, but I was expecting like really trash. It wasn't bad as people were making it out to be. I don't really care for Ezra Miller, but I will say he was solid in this role. It was a solid movie. It was a solid effort. You know, I had fun with it.
Yeah. So would you get like out of 10 stars or whatever? How would you? Where'd you rate it?
If I had to add 10, I'd give it a 7. 7 out of
Okay.
10.
Who did have? Did you think Ezra had the strongest performance?
You know, I don't care for Ezra. I always found him annoying previously. He was okay in this movie. He wasn't so. There was something about him in like previous entries that was so irritating. I don't know why. It was just. But it's like they toned down his zaniness or his goofiness a little bit for this one. Um, yeah, I guess he was just supposed to be comic relief in previous entries, but in this one he actually had like a plot or a little heart. He wasn't too bad. I was kind of shocked that I was enjoying his performance as much as I did.
Word.
Not amazing, but it's an improvement over what he's been doing.
How was Guardians 3? I still haven't seen that either. You like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't wait to see that one.
Superman is in great hands, man. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he does. Like we were talking about on the show. I think everybody's made judgments because nobody's seen a movie yet. I mean, we gotta get
Yeah,
give him a chance to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's earned it. So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
um,
Well
all
said.
right. So tonight for our hip hop portion of the show, I thought we would focus on. I saw an article came out about the new XXL freshman class, and these used to be a big deal. I remember back in like 2008, 2009, starting to get into or finding out various artists through this. So essentially, what the freshman class is XXL usually picks about 10 hip hop artists or up and coming hip hop artists. Usually, it's usually young. They're usually the younger kids that they think are going to be impactful or on the genre are going to be stars essentially in the years to come. Some classes have obviously been a little bit better selected than others. Let me go through this year's class and Link, you tell me if you know anybody because you would have a,
Ooh.
I think, closer ear to the streets. I think on some of these. I think I knew one. Hold on, let me speed up. All right. Um, we got Tia Corinne, Too Rare, Finesse two times, DC the Don, Rob 49, La Tyler, Friday, Glorilla, Lola Brooke, Sleazy World Go, Real Boston Richie, and Central C. I have heard none of those folks.
The one of the early ones I felt like I might have heard of, but then a few names later I completely forgot it, so I guess I hadn't heard of them. But no, if I've heard of them, I've heard of them through mention. I've not listened to any of their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like
So this,
one sounds vaguely familiar.
yeah, this is so
Would
this,
you say?
this is like this is like a new era for me in my relationship with hip hop where I'm like starting to there's a rift kind of occurring where some of this new stuff is just not for me. I think Dr. Dre said it great in the clip. Like, I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to be one of those old dudes hating. I don't ever want to be that. I think the art form is constantly evolving. Some of it is good, some of it isn't. Um,
Right.
but I think that's true for every time a new generation comes onto the scene. So a lot of this new music is not going to be for me, and hasn't been for a couple of years. But that doesn't mean that um, that it's not worthy or doesn't have a place in the genre. I think actually there's uh, some of the stuff out there will surprise you. I think you give it a chance. But anyway, I've always I think the best way to, I've always discovered good music and greater music and better music is always keeping an open mind, and always taking suggestions from people around you and absorbing the culture from people around you. I feel like that's the best way to get put on the music. So that's just my kind of like personal philosophy about music. So I don't ever want to hate on, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know where you're at with it. I don't know, but
No,
I mean,
I agree with you.
yeah, I don't know. That's just how. But I mean, I will still find new stuff that I like, and I will still find, like, I just found what's her name? Little Sims. She's a British rapper, and she's but she's great. Like, so I don't know. There's still new stuff out there.
I won't say I don't ever want. I sometimes I have my moments where I'm being like a get off my lawn dude. I try to steer clear from that, but I will say I agree with you in the aspect that I'll never hate on something newer. I'm becoming more picky as I get older, I'd say, but I'll never, just because it's newer or something, not give it a chance.
Yeah.
Like you said, you never know. So I'm always willing to give something a listen.
Exactly.
But I find myself being more picky.
Yeah, for sure, and just like, I don't know, just going back to things I can rely on, and just things I know are gonna like, or albums I can put on, and I don't know. My relationship with music is different now too. I don't eat it up like I used to. I used to be all over the blogs and constantly scouring places for like new releases, or what was the best of the month or the best of the week. I'm just not. I don't consume it like that anymore. Which,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Yeah.
so like most of the times when I put it on, it's like to like exercise, or I'm in the car or something like that, or cutting the grass. So it's like I don't have that where it's like a burning need for me to like get out there and get new music. I wish I could still, but like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man.
Priorities.
Yeah, bro.
It's so limited, But no, I agree with you. Like, I think of like back in, we talked about '08 or Wayne around that era, we spoke on the '08 era about Wayne last week, and it's like, around that time, '08, '09, 2010, Dat Piff, all that shit was, like you said, you're always on the hunt for the next mixtape, or who's dropping this, who's dropping that. I myself don't really have that hunger, man. And I was gonna say maybe it's a young man's game, but it's just
in a certain respect.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, good times. But I find myself like you, putting stuff on that I know what I'm gonna get out of it. I'm like, I know what to expect from this song, or I know what the mood it's gonna get me in, so I'm gonna rock with this, as opposed to going through new music and trying to find new bangers. And I have my moments, but more often than not nowadays, I'm kind of listening to stuff I've already heard.
Yeah, Eric, I completely agree with you. It's kind of exciting not knowing these new musicians. I agree, and it's I don't know. I'm always pleasantly surprised when I hear somebody new, or a new song from them, and it's just like, I don't get exposed to it. Like I said, I don't expose to it or go out and try to consume it the same way anymore. But it's always a nice surprise when you hear something new and you're like, okay, this can definitely go in rotation. I have no problem doing that. Yeah. So that's always a good thing. All right, so the class of interest for us was 2016, and guys, this was a heavy hitter. Hold on one second. Let me get this list loaded up. All right, we got Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty. All these guys are still in the game, or except for one, really. Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, Designer, and 21 Savage. And I said this earlier on the Instagram post, I think all except for Designer are really still in the genre and still making a really significant name for themselves. Dicky and Dave East have gone on to acting success. Dave East has been on the Wu-Tang Showtime show. He's been excellent on that. I think as the young Method Man.
Yep.
And Dicky's got that Dave show on FX that makes you feel right in all the wrong ways. Like that sometimes.
Have you
Sometimes I watch that show and I gotta look around and like I'll find myself agreeing with things on that show or that are so cringeworthy. Sometimes I'm gotta look around and just make sure, like, nobody, it's anybody else in the room. Yeah, it's a great show. So I mean, I think, uh, um, Lil Uzi Vert. I mean, that guy's, I think, I dare say one of the most impactful artists in the game right now, and it has been since
Everyone you
2015.
listed, I'd say he's the biggest on that list. Like it's crazy because I was watching something. It was some hip hop video like a few weeks ago, but it was like some interview Uzi had like early on in his career was I forget the dude's name, but he's one of those big radio personalities, and he's like pretty much him and Uzi, just didn't get along. He was like telling him he's like, I'm a rock star, bro. I'm not gonna rap over no old beat. He was like, a few years from now, you'll see what I'm talking about, and it's like.
Oh, yeah.
On some Kanye shit, he almost made it come true because he is one of the biggest names, right? I can't off the only song right now. I know I've heard more Uzi songs, but the only song right now is that his current one. I just want to rap, that I know of his songs. I can't say it like I have a favorite, but I'm aware of him. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, I didn't think he was gonna be one of the biggest names in hip hop right now, But out of that list, I'd say in terms of music, he's probably making the most moves out of everyone on that list, right as of right now.
And I think like I don't keep up with him. He's not one of the guys I'm really clocking for. But just to like show you how successful, like I knew a new album from him just dropped because every time I go to make a reel on Instagram, the first 4 suggested songs are like Lil Uzi songs, like the guys. So, and I would say that's a guy who's really made a huge impact without releasing as much music as some of these other guys. I feel like he's a lot more conservative in what he puts out there and his releases and stuff, which I think is a good thing. I think he really drums up a lot of demand and craziness in his fan base that way. But yeah, Yachty's still around, been doing this. He's done some things in fashion. Kodak Black is obviously another name that's huge in hip hop. Another guy who's had another kid who's had a huge effect all over that new Kendrick album. Has a really great dude. He's got a really great appearance on that one song. I forget the name of it. But yeah.
Check that out. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Look to find the one that's featuring Kodak Black. He's got him like kind of narrating certain sections of the album. It's really cool how Kendrick incorporated him into it because it's really, I don't know. He really like kind of recognizes his place in the culture, but also shows you like, just how fucked up I think that kid's upbringing and life experience has been. But yeah, I don't know. I love Kodak.
Yeah.
That's one of those guys who's such a, I don't know, man. I love his energy. I hope I feel like he's always barely hanging on by a thread. I feel like he's like, always flirting the line with getting locked up. But dude, the kid, I don't know. He's such a he's such an enigmatic individual, and he's got such a he really does have a gift for like melody. I feel like, and I don't know, just finding the right thing, right words to put together on a song. His stuff, like, you're not going to find anything super deep on there, but I don't know. He knows how to make something catchy, pretty much all the time.
And he's a energetic personality. I was thinking of you've probably seen it floating around, but he like called Future because he was listening to one of Future's songs and he thought he heard something suspect on the lyrics.
Yeah, he's a nut, dude.
Yeah. And he called Future and asked him about it live. He was like, "I fuck with your song's so tough. What were you saying at this part?" And Future had to break it down for him, and he was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
but no, he's Kodak's definitely I can't really. He's definitely a person I've probably heard his music, but I cannot tell you a name of his song that I've.
There's a couple good. There's a couple good, great Kodak ones. I feel like he just needs to be careful. I think living in that part of Florida where he's from, I feel like those cops got a hard on for him. So I hope he keeps his nose clean. But yeah, definitely. Dave East, of course, we just talked about him with the acting. He's got a great album out with Styles P of the Lock called Beloved that I highly recommend if anybody hasn't heard it. Yeah, that's good. I love Dave. I remember Dave was like the guy who was supposed to be Nas's. I remember Nas brought him into the game, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is Nas's protege," and he was supposed to be like the guy who was gonna replace Nas, and I don't know. It kind of like had that buzz at the beginning, and it kind of like dipped down. But then I feel like he stayed consistent and came back around. But I remember talk way back when about him.
Yeah, there was a lot of buzz when he first came out.
Yeah, for sure.
Jay Electronica.
Do what now?
You know, I said at least he didn't go the way of Jay Electronica. Like there was a bunch of hype, and he just.
What do you mean,
Jay?
Jay put out.
No, he's still cold. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he missed his mark. You got to keep a momentum, bro. As an artist,
he definitely could have given us more music.
Yeah, he could have given us more in the time frame that he did. You know, that's what I want to say.
Especially like the Jay-Z album was great. That like he had Jay-Z on every song, and that was cool and all. But like everybody wanted to hear from him. Everybody wanted his voice, and it's like I feel like that was like. I don't know. Jay-Z kind of did him a favor by doing that because that was the only way we were really going to get him music from him, I feel like. I kind of pushed him over the edge. All right, Designer. I don't know what happened to Designer, bro. I got nothing there. Anderson .Paak is amazing.
He's doing his thing, bro. He's working with like Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake, bro. Like he's definitely doing his thing.
A talented musician. I love that Grammy speech he gave when him and Bruno Mars they won a bunch of Grammys. But seems like such a fun individual to hang out with too. It seems like a cool guy. Yeah. But super talented. Can play like pretty much any musical instrument it seems like and sing. Yeah. Dude is a truth.
Yeah. I didn't know he was on this until you sent me I remember seeing this list years ago. But I guess I wasn't paying too much attention to it. When you sent me the list to go over the rundown, I was like, oh, shit, Anderson .Paak was on this? Like, kind of blew my mind. I didn't expect that.
Like, originally, I didn't even think he was trying to define himself as a rapper eventually. Like, initially coming up, I thought he was more out there as a musician. So that's kind of unexpected but cool that they included him. 21 Savage, I mean, is the...
he's doing his thing.
I mean that guy is killing it. The monotone monster, dude. That voice. I think that voice. Like, I think you either hate it or you love it. Such a crazy come up and everything with the Amber Rose and then them breaking up and dude's really like I don't know. He's really went from. I thought he was always going to stay kind of on the grimy mixtape type deal, but he really got
he transitioned.
Yeah, transformed himself into a next level superstar, which has been very impressive. Yeah. I did not see that future for him initially, so shout out to him. He's done his thing. That was crazy when we found out he was British. Do you remember that? Like he almost got deported. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was like, hey, bro. Like, when was he in Britain? Like, was he born there and moved immediately to America? Because I did not see it, bro. I did not.
That was nuts, dude. But yeah. So I think as far as like freshman classes go, that one is pretty killer. The other ones they had coming close are 2011. 2011, we had Meek Mill, Big Crit, Sci-Hi the Prince, Lil Twist. Yeah. Remember Lil Twist from Cash Money? Yellow Wolf. Wow, Yellow Wolf. Fred the Godson, R.I.P. Mac Miller, R.I.P. YG, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, and Diggy.
Wow, Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick was on the 20. Yeah, Kendrick and Lil B were on the same XXL freshman class, dude.
Wow, wow.
Look, can you see him? Kendrick's in the middle. He looks uncomfortable as fuck. He's right there.
Yeah, I would imagine so, bro. He was. Bro, that's another mind blower right there. Kendrick Lamar. You know what? In Lil B's defense, bro, I will say he was almost like a precursor to a lot of the SoundCloud rappers. You know, where he wasn't really talking about his shit. Like I remember I heard him say his song "I'm Miley Cyrus," and he
Yeah,
was just repeating
it
"I'm
was
Miley
fucking.
Cyrus."
It was.
I was like, what are we? What is this? But he had a
He
following. You know,
did.
love him or hate him. But he kind of got that whole thing going of like, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want. You know, it's not even gonna make sense. If it has a catchy beat and I'm repeating myself the entire time, it is what it is.
Yeah, and he
But
got
he was
some heaters too. Like he got some. I remember Clams Casino gave him a couple. There's a couple of his best
awesome.
beats are
Yeah.
Lil B. Like he gave to Lil B. So crazy, dude. Um, so that was 2011. 2010 was a good one. J. Cole. I don't know if you remember that dude Pill. He used to be with he used to be with MMG. Yeah, Maybach Music. Rick Ross signed him for. He was here then gone. Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. It's crazy how many times I have to say R.I.P. going through. Freddie Gibbs, which is a great entry. Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, J. Rock. Your face. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, how did that guy make a freshman list? J. Rock, Fashawn, and Donis. I don't know. I know who Fashawn is. I don't know who Donis is. But yeah, man. After that, it's just kind of like you got like guys here and there, but it's not. I don't know. You don't have like a list that's really like put together.
Right.
And some of these
Was Drake
they try to be too cute and get too many internet cats, and it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like too
right.
many SoundCloud guys. Some of these lists. What were you asking?
Was Drake on one of them?
Drake.
Did Drake never make a list?
Oh,
Like, was he on 08, 09?
they might not have been doing them then, bro, because he came out back in '06, and like I don't know. I don't know if they had him that far back. Let me see if there's.
Yeah, because I don't
Let me see if
remember.
there's one for
Like, my knowledge
2006.
is maybe like the '09 and up era. Like, you know, I wasn't paying attention to freshman class until like '09, maybe. So,
Okay, 2007 was the first year they did one.
okay.
Yeah, and that did not have that had well that didn't have Drake on it. Lupe Fiasco, Plies, Jesus, Plies,
Flies, I don't agree with.
Rich Boy, Lil Boosie, Gorilla Zoe, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, Papoose, and Young Dro. That was 2007. So
Man, how many of them did not do anything? They had their moments, don't get me
they did.
wrong,
They all
but
had like their moments here and there, like a flash in the pan. But like that's what I'm saying. That's why I think 2016 is such an anomaly. Like there's
yeah,
really, I mean, you got heavy hitters that are all like you can't point to all some of these other classes and be like, oh yeah, everybody. 2009 they just did three folks. They just did three rappers. Corey Guns, Blue, and Mickey Fax. None of those cats are around anymore. 2000. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. No wait. 2009 also had Ace Hood, Currency, and Kid Cudi, and then Wale, B.O.B., Asher Roth, and Charles Hamilton. Jesus God, this is making me feel old.
wow.
Yeah,
Astronauts.
Asher
I
Roth,
really,
Ace Hood. Wow. So yeah, 2016 is definitely it should
stand out
definitely
here.
yeah definitely, and it's not even close, man. I don't know. You said you had a back issue banger from 2016 you wanted to pull out?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if the months correlate, but I don't got
No, it's
many.
all good. We got the
Okay.
year. No.
But 2016, you know, this was comic wise. We were riding high, not necessarily riding high because we had stuff like Civil War II coming out. Not terrible. I've heard some people do enjoy it, but it was a little lackluster and unoriginal for someone like me. I remember hearing about it. I was like hearing about the rumor. I was like, "There's no way they're doing a Civil War II. It's only been 10 years. Like, there's no need. Like, story
That was so
wise."
bad, dude.
And they did it, and you know it was a thing. But we also had Batman vs Superman that year, Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse. Civil War, Captain America.
Yeah,
And
that's like one of my favorite MCU movies.
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War
Yeah.
is maybe
Yeah.
it's number one from time to time for sure.
That or Winter Soldier.
Or what?
Yeah,
Civil War. Civil War's just got such a great pace to it. I love Winter
it
Soldier.
does.
I love all the Cap movies, even the first one. The corniness, the campiness of it.
Yeah,
I
it
just
works. It was
it does.
necessary.
It does.
Yeah.
I thought those were all really well done. I thought they did a good job with all of
You know what? It wasn't until I will say this. It wasn't until the Cap movies that I always had a respect for Cap. You know, because I read the Brubaker run, but it was more or less I liked the writing that was going on, not necessarily Cap as a character. But I will say that the Cap movies made me a Cap fan. You know, like I will go follow him. Oh, Cap's a cool character now. You know, I didn't expect it from Chris Evans, but he knocked it out the park, man. Knocked it out the
it.
park.
Yeah, I just love how he's always been just the stance he took in Civil War, and like both in the comics and the movies, and just like how just his character, man. I just love
Yeah.
how that and the best Cap stories. That's always I think that dude that Brubaker run, Jesus, that's like some perfect comic book writing with Epstein on the Steve Epstein on the art. It's just I'd go back and read the Winter Soldier art. I have it in like a beat up trade that I've read I don't know how many times. I just love that. That's just some of my favorite storytelling there is. I think that there's
Early
never been.
2000s, man. No, yeah, there was. I'm saying like 2005. You had New Avengers might have came out at the end of '04, but I believe it was early '05. But a lot of the meat of it happened in '05. You had Young Avengers '05, Cap in '05. Shit, Matt Fraction wrote his first Marvel comic in '05. Just
Yeah, our boy.
early 2000, man. Yeah, much respect to him.
Yeah, that
My,
was
my,
a
my
good time for Marvel. Really solid time for
yeah.
Marvel.
But back to
What you
2016
got?
for our
Yeah,
back
that's
issue year.
2016.
Got the first
Ooh.
appearance of our Riri Williams. I, this is written by Bendis, drawn by Mike Diodato. But I was
Nice.
just getting at the
Yeah,
time
that was
because
so good.
he started this run with David Marquez. Actually, we were talking about him earlier. Like the first 6 issues were done by Marquez, and then Diodato hopped on board. So this is right. I think he did 5 issues actually, and 6 and 7, 6 and above were Diodato. But yeah, got the first appearance of Riri. They got a nice little got a panel of her here, and they
Yeah.
call her Riri. They call her Riri.
So is this a Civil War tie-in? Civil War 2 tie-in? Like straight off the bat?
Leading up to Civil
Oh,
War. And the
the
Civil War
road
hadn't
too.
launched yet.
Okay.
Yeah, the road to Civil War. Well, I don't know. I say this. I don't believe in that whole first cameo, first full appearance BS. You got your first appearance, you got your second appearance. Even though people don't like to speak the truth, 181 of Incredible Hulk is Wolverine's second appearance. That's just facts. I'm just speaking facts. 180 is his first appearance. But in this, a lot of people would debate those 180 naysayers would debate this is her first appearance in cameo, and that this bad boy right here would be her first full appearance, issue 9. Because it's kind of like a Wolverine thing where she's only on the last panel of the last page, and they say her name one time, but in this issue she's in like the whole run. But yeah, first and second appearance of Riri Williams.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I hope I don't I always hope that they I always thought that would be a cool way to bring Robert Downey back, like as the AI. Ooh, are these Diodato pencils?
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you appreciate our boy
Yeah,
Diodato, so
dude, that's
he had
my
some
guy.
cool. He was experimenting with this style around this time. Like the style he has
Yeah,
now, I feel is like starting around this
dude.
time. With the panel layouts and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
Diodato's a
killing it,
beast.
man. He really has.
Yeah,
He's had a renaissance. Really,
yeah.
like he's been with the AWA thing, and then now coming back to DC. I'm excited, dude. Yeah. All right, so
Who,
2016. 2016, the week of February 27th, 2016, hot R&B hip hop song. We got "Work" by Rihanna featuring Drake.
Work.
Me, Myself, and I, G-Eazy. G-Eazy's not my guy.
Easy. I'm not gonna lie, I liked a few of his songs, but he's always come off as corny to me.
Yeah.
You know, I heard some of his songs, good production, but his presentation himself, he's corny. You know, but
Hotline Bling was up there. Down in the DM. Remember that Yo Gotti song? It goes down in the DM. Jumpman by Drake and Future. So Drake was all over the charts, dude. Summer 16. Oh, Summer 16. Oh, Summer 16. So it was a Drake heavy chart.
Yeah, One Dance, didn't One Dance come out that year? I need one dance.
I don't know, man. That might have been later, I think. I'm not sure, bro. What else was on the charts? Say It by Tory Lanez. That was a good song.
Okay.
White Iverson by Post Malone. So Post Malone was first showing up.
Damn, I felt like he's been around longer than that, but 2016, that's wild. Wow.
They could have
I'm shocked.
they could have re-released it or something, and it could have been on the charts though. I don't know.
No, I feel like yeah, that's right. Because I know he came out around that time when the SoundCloud rappers were starting to blow up, but he wasn't necessarily a SoundCloud rapper. I'm shocked he wasn't one on the Freshman.
That's how they got discovered. I think it was I think White Iverson was like a SoundCloud. He put it. I think he told the story. It's like he put it on SoundCloud and woke up. It was like one of those went to bed and woke up type story.
And it just
Damn. I think that. And then the other artist of note is Kevin Gates with Two Phones and Really Really. So Gates was starting to make a name for himself, I guess.
Wow. I didn't even know Gates for his music. I'm not gonna lie. I know him for the more wild shit that he says.
Spicy interview clips that he provides every time.
He's a very peculiar man. Yeah. But damn, I didn't even know Kevin Gates had a hit like that. That was
Two Phones
charting on the radio.
Two Phones was a big one. Yeah, you couldn't get away from that one. Yeah, that was a big one. All right. All right, bro. I don't think I have anything else I was going to cover. About 10.
You got a back issue banger?
I didn't have one because you were doing one. I just looked up the music. I'm sorry. I'll bring one next time. No, but yeah. I let you take it with Ironheart. I hope we get. I think she's a cool character. I hope we get further representation of her in the MCU. It was cool.
Yeah.
Cool to see her introduced in Black Panther too. So I hope they keep going with that.
Just make her armor look less like a Megazord from the Power Rangers show, and I think we're in money.
I mean, can we talk about it? Golly, that was rough looking, man. Like, why? That was rough.
There's no way an Iron Man movie from 2008 should look way better than something from 2022, man. Like, there's nothing you can say that can convince me why that's the case.
That's so true. I was baffled with that. But yeah, so we'll see. All right then, brother. Well, I guess until next week. You got anything you want to say?
Oh no, thank you guys for rocking out with us through the technical difficulties, and thanks for working through it with me. Sticking to the man.
Joe, Eric, Sal, Two Gun, everybody who came through tonight. Appreciate you, Fable, early on helping out. Yeah, man. Just want to encourage everybody to, like Fable says, to be excellent to each other. To do something nice. Take a moment this next week when you feel like you're getting overwhelmed or going to lose it on somebody random or somebody you love. Just take a moment and try to find some extra patience. That's something I try to do week to week, whether it's in the grocery line or at home or whatever, man. There's enough stress out there in the world that we need to dissipate that. But yeah, love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. Lynk, I'll see you next week, my brother. Appreciate you as always. Love the combo. Peace, guys. Appreciate y'all. Later.
Love you guys.